Number 2. Go. Go.
基本用法
The stockbroker wanted to go to France to unwind before taking his new job. The family booked a flight to go skiing in the mountains of Colorado. The foreigners stayed for a week on Green Island to go snorkeling. Can you please tell me how to go to Yellowstone? Jack's mother wants him to go be a doctor, so she paid for his college education. Putting batteries of the right size into the toy boat finally allowed it to go. When the trial period goes, there will be no more free usage of the website. Staying in the apartment all week made Stan go stir crazy. The young boy was ready to go fly his kite as soon as the rain stopped. A dozen eggs goes into a gross of eggs 12 times. When the batteries finally drained, the flashlight went dark. The starter pistol goes bang, resulting in the start of the race. In European cafes, a Danish roll can go well with coffee. The large yacht can easily go for $500,000. The boss's selection of secretary obviously goes with his taste in women. With the president's failures, the media went at her on a daily basis. That blue tie goes with the pinstripe suit very well. Yvonne made a decision to go abroad during her summer vacation. Hearing about his failure at earning income made his wife go ballistic.
片语动词
Go about. In the nursery school, the new toddler went about the place as if it were his home. The police ordered bystanders to go about their business after the traffic accident. The dentist went about the dental procedure on the patient. Go after. The hunter went after the deer into the woods after wounding it. Sally went on stage and sang her heart out to go after the fame and fortune she wanted. Go against. The president went against popular opinion and passed the Internet Security Law. The protesters are going against the police, who are armed with shields and batons. Go ahead. Even though the budget was low, the producers still went ahead with the film project as a labor of love. The family went ahead of the others in line after showing a special pass to the attendant. Go along. The boy went along the pier to sell worms to all of the fishermen. The training of the young leaders went along better than expected. Go around. An unverified rumor went around that the teacher acted inappropriately with a student. The choir members went around the piano and sang a cheerful song. The notice went around the committee members to inform them of a rule change. Even for a dozen people, the turkey had enough meat to go around. Go at. The angry movie star went at the paparazzi reporter with his car. The basketball player went at his practice session with unbridled enthusiasm. Go away. George desperately wanted to go away from the bully who taunted him. Valerie went away from her hometown for a few days of rest. The smell from the locker room went away during the off-season. Go back. Lewis wanted to go back to his old high school to remember the good times he had there. The labor chief ordered the workers to go back to work after a deal had been reached. The Ferrari is a stylish brand of car that goes back to 1947. Going back to his previous bad experiences, Fred decided to avoid that restaurant. Go before. Neil Armstrong went before anyone else walked on the moon. Go beyond. The long-distance runner went beyond what seemed physically impossible to win the marathon. Go by. The thief waited for an hour to go by before stealing a car to get away from the police. We watched the attractive roller skater go by in the park. We went by Uncle Frank's house to drop off some apples before we continued to Grandma's house. Go down. The backpackers went down to Kaohsiung after going along Taiwan's east coast. After being hit hard in the nose, the boxer went down for the count. The retiree's investment went down in value, so his monthly payments were reduced. The orange sun went down before the horizon, giving people in Europe their sunrise. Frank gulped down his cola to help his greasy pizza go down. After the curtain went down, the cheering crowd threw flowers onto the stage. Lisa returned to the theater just in time as the lights went down before the movie previews. The passenger ship RMS Lusitania went down and England gained the sympathy of many Americans. Go for. The knife-wielding criminal went for the throat of the policeman. Kenny decided to go for the turkey sandwich, while Kelly went for the cheese sandwich. Larry enrolled at the university overseas to go for a degree that would be more valuable. Go in. The sun went in behind heavy clouds, giving the picnickers some temporary shade. Go into. The woman went into the room to give her husband a neck massage. The crowd went wild when the shot went into the basket at the buzzer. Not wanting to be poor like his parents, Greg chose to go into a banking career. The child went into a state of confusion upon seeing a pig being slaughtered. I will agree with you because I don't have time to go into the reasons for my objections. Go off. A bomb squad successfully detonated an old mine that was found in the harbor before it could accidentally go off. The fire alarm went off, giving all of the students a short break from the exams. The bacon in the breakfast sandwich seemed to have gone off, and I didn't feel well afterwards. Many people in Taiwan were angry when an errant worker caused the power to go off island-wide. Go on. The television series went on for another 3 seasons despite the protests of religious groups. The dance troupe went on and thrilled the audiences with a masterful performance. One day after the typhoon passed, the power grid went on to the delight of the island's residents. I was proud to know that my student went on to win the chess tournament. Go out. The teacher was fired for going out of the classroom to smoke during a test. Video cassette recorders went out of style before my children were born. Steve went out with Jill for a month before they broke up amicably. The new policy went out through the email group to all of the managers. After 3 hours of burning, the candle went out, leaving them in the dark. Go over. The manager yelled at the customer for going over the allotted time at the KTV. Unable to get the DVD player working, the gentleman went over the manual in detail. Before the speech contest, Mabel went over the script about 100 times. The butler went over to the foyer to bring drinks back to the guests. Go through. The water churned as it went through the garden hose and emerged with a loud splash. Jane went through a bout of serious depression during college. The security guard went through the luggage of the band members first. The fitness trainer urged his trainee to go through a rigorous workout twice a week. Go together. People singing in different keys go together to form a harmonious sound. Go under. The submarine went under the surface upon seeing airplanes on the radar. The plastics business went under, so the owner decided to start a company in a new industry. Go up. The rents in our complex went up by 15% this month. The teacher wanted to go up to Shinju to hang out with her old classmates. A series of apartments went up next to the Riverside Park in a matter of 6 months. Go with. I decided to go with the candidate who promised higher wages. I believe that hot dogs should go with mustard and relish for the best taste. In the new type of engine, hydrogen goes with oxygen to produce water as byproduct.
日常用语
Cindy went along with the crowd and chose to watch a movie with them. The toddler went ape over the giant yellow duck in Kaohsiung Harbor. The parents went around in circles trying to get a straight answer from their son. The children went bananas for the new trampoline in their backyard. In order to finally quit smoking, he asked his wife to help him to go cold turkey. The manager bought cheap ingredients, and his business went downhill from there. Steve had the courage to try stand-up comedy, but his routine went down in flames. Both colleagues decided to go Dutch before meeting at the restaurant for lunch. The passengers panicked when the passenger plane went into a nosedive. The exchange student started to go native to match the students around her. Kenny didn't arrive at work on Monday because he went on a binge, drinking all weekend. They say the baseball player was forced to retire because he had gone over the hill. The newly installed soda machine went over with a bang at the junior high school. The CFO was brought in because he helped his previous company go public. The boxing match went to the limit and ended in a draw with no winner or loser. You better go to the bathroom at this gas station before we continue on our journey.